Ready for takeoff, everyone. Today, we're going supersonic, diving deep into the world of fighter jets,
Fighter jets.
the fastest of the fast.
That's right. All the ones that push the limits of speed and technology.
Exactly. We're going to be exploring those aircraft that have quite literally left sonic booms in their wake.
Yeah. It's amazing how the pursuit of speed has just totally shaped aviation history.
Yeah,
Bring it.
absolutely. We're taking off with a really interesting article here. It's called Fastest Fighter Jet, Top 10 Fastest Aircraft Ever and in Service.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's got some pretty amazing aircraft listed, both the ones that are still in service today and then some historical ones as well.
Yeah, a lot of speed demons on that list for sure.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty of this whole list, I kind of want to take a step back
Sure.
and ask a very basic question.
Okay.
What is Mach speed?
Ah, yes.
You know, we hear these jets can fly at Mach 2, Mach 3,
Right.
but what does that actually mean?
Well, think of it like the Mach 1 is essentially the speed of sound,
Mm-hmm.
which is about 717 miles per hour.
Wow.
Every time an aircraft goes faster than that,
Mm-hmm.
it breaks the sound barrier.
Oh, okay.
And that's where you get that iconic sonic boom.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, it's not just a cool sound effect either.
Right.
Reaching those kinds of speeds takes incredible engineering.
Wow.
You need specially designed engines, airframes that can withstand the intense pressure materials that won't melt from the friction.
That makes sense.
It's a huge challenge
Yeah, absolutely.
to get something going that fast.
And it makes you wonder, why is speed so important, especially for military operations?
Well, if you look back historically, speed was often like the deciding factor in air combat.
Mm.
A faster jet could basically dictate the terms of engagement,
Okay.
evade enemy fire, and just strike with incredible speed.
Wow.
But these days, it's about more than just speed.
Right.
It's about how quickly you can reach a target across the globe,
Okay.
how effectively you can gather intelligence,
Yeah.
and how well you can evade increasingly sophisticated defense systems.
So it's really a multifaceted thing now.
Exactly. It's not just about going fast. It's about being smart and adaptable.
That makes a lot of sense. So keeping all of that in mind, what jet can claim the title of fastest ever built?
Oh, that honor goes to the NASA's X-15, and it's not even close. This thing, which honestly looked more like a rocket with stubby wings,
Okay.
reached a mind-blowing Mach 6.72,
What?
over 4,520 miles per hour.
That's just insane.
To put that into perspective, that's like traveling from New York to Los Angeles in under 40 minutes.
That is wild. And I was reading that the X-15 didn't just break speed records. It actually went into space.
That's right, during some of his test flights.
Wow.
Yeah. 8 of the pilots who flew the X-15 actually earned astronaut wings
Wow.
by exceeding that 50-mile altitude mark set by the Air Force.
That's
It
amazing.
was a truly groundbreaking program that really pushed the boundaries of what we thought was possible with aviation technology.
That's incredible. Okay, so we have our ultimate speed king. But what about the jets that are currently in service?
Okay.
Which one holds that title?
Well, no jet in active service comes close to the X-15's record.
Right.
But the MiG-25 Foxbat, a Russian interceptor, that's the current title holder.
The MiG-25.
Yeah, it can reach a speed of Mach 3.2, which is still staggering 290 miles per hour.
That's incredible.
And here's a fascinating tidbit. Once the MiG-25 retires, no other jet in active service will be able to break that Mach 3.0 barrier.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Talk about the end of an era.
Yeah.
So the MiG-25 is like the last of a breed, a true speed demon in a world where, other priorities are starting to take center stage.
Right.
Now, our source here has this list of the top 10 fastest jets ever built.
Okay.
Obviously, that includes the X-15 and the MiG-25,
Right.
but some other incredible aircraft as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive lineup.
Yeah, and each of those aircraft kind of tells a story
Yeah.
about a particular moment in aviation history.
Yeah, they reflect the advancements of their time, the rivalries that fueled their development, and just that relentless pursuit of speed that has captivated, engineers and pilots for generations.
Yeah, it's kind of romantic in a way.
Yeah, it's definitely got a certain allure to it.
Okay, I'm ready to hear more about these speed demons.
Okay.
Let's start with the legendary SR-71 Blackbird.
Ah, the Blackbird.
This jet is famous for its sleek, almost alien-looking design.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
And I've heard that it could fly from New York to London in under 2 hours. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Wow.
The SR-71, with its top speed of Mach 3.4, is the fastest jet ever put into operational service.
Mm.
And that transatlantic record is just one of many feats that really solidified its legendary status.
Yeah.
But What's truly remarkable about the Blackbird is that it wasn't just fast.
Okay.
It was designed to fly at incredibly high altitudes as well,
Oh, wow.
like around 85,000 feet,
Really?
to avoid enemy radar and interceptors.
That's higher than most commercial airliners fly.
Yeah, it's up there.
I can't even imagine the kind of engineering that went into creating an aircraft that could fly that high.
Yeah. They had to develop entirely new materials, like titanium alloys,
Wow.
that could handle the extreme heat generated by friction at those speeds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Blackbird also had unique fuel systems to cope with those crazy temperature variations and special windows
Wow.
that wouldn't crack under the pressure.
It's really a marvel of engineering.
Oh, absolutely. It was driven by the need to, outpace and outmaneuver Soviet defenses during the Cold War.
So the Blackbird wasn't just about speed, it was about strategic advantage
Right.
and intelligence gathering.
Exactly. It embodies that idea that speed is often intertwined with other objectives,
Yeah.
like stealth and reconnaissance.
It's a fascinating aircraft.
Oh, for sure.
And speaking of the Cold War,
Yeah.
the SR-71's predecessor, the Lockheed YF-12,
Yeah. The YF-12.
it actually laid the groundwork
Really?
for the Blackbird's development.
Yeah, it was a prototype interceptor that never went into full production.
Really?
But it proved that those kinds of speeds and altitudes that the Blackbird would later achieve, they were achievable.
Wow, it's fascinating how some of these jets were really born out of this intense competition, and the constant need to push the boundaries of what was even technologically possible.
Yeah, the Cold War was a time of incredible innovation in aerospace technology.
Absolutely. So what other experimental aircraft made it onto this top 10 list?
Well, there's the Bell X-2 Starbuster,
Okay.
another rocket-powered marvel.
Wow.
This one wasn't about operational use or anything like that.
Okay.
It was more about pushing the limits of human knowledge.
Yeah.
It helped us understand the challenges of supersonic flight, particularly at like Mach 2 and above.
Wow.
Sadly, one of the test pilots, Captain Milburn Apt, was killed
Oh, wow.
when the aircraft went into a flat spin at Mach 3.2.
That's a tragic reminder that there are risks involved, in pushing the boundaries of aviation like this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Progress often comes at a price.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've talked about the X-15, the SR-71, and the Bell X-2.
What else is on that top 10 fastest jets list?
Okay, next up is the XB-70 Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie, okay.
This was an absolute behemoth of an aircraft.
Wow.
It was envisioned as a high-altitude supersonic bomber.
Okay.
It could outrun any interceptor.
Wow.
The idea was to deliver nuclear payloads at those incredible speeds, making it almost impossible for the enemy to react.
So this is like the ultimate deterrent.
Yeah, that was the thinking at the time.
Wow, it's amazing how the concept of a bomber, even reaching those kinds of speeds, evolved. But I'm guessing things didn't go exactly as planned for the Valkyrie?
You're right. The XB-70 program faced numerous challenges,
Okay.
including cost overruns and changing strategic priorities.
Hmm.
By the time it was ready, the rise of intercontinental ballistic missiles had kind of diminished the need for a high-speed bomber.
Oh, I see.
So the project was eventually canceled.
Okay.
But the two prototypes that were built, they provided valuable insights
Mm.
into supersonic flight and large aircraft design. It's almost like a case of too much too soon,
Yeah.
Technology was evolving so rapidly that by the time the XB-70 was ready, it was almost obsolete.
Right.
But I bet it was still an impressive sight to behold.
Oh, absolutely. It was a stunning aircraft
Uh-huh.
with its massive delta wings and 6 powerful engines.
Wow.
It really looked like something out of a science fiction film.
So let's talk about the MiG-31 Foxhound.
Okay. Fox.
That's successor to our current speed champion, the MiG-25.
Right.
And it's interesting how design priorities seem to shift with this particular aircraft.
Yeah, you're right. The MiG-31, while still incredibly fast at Mach 2.83, it actually sacrificed some of its top speed for improved maneuverability and range.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was designed to patrol those vast swaths of Soviet airspace
Wow.
and intercept a variety of targets, including cruise missiles and high-altitude bombers.
Wow. So they weren't just going for pure speed anymore.
Right. It reflects a move towards those multi-role capabilities rather than just being the fastest.
Yeah, it's not just about going fast anymore. It's about being able to adapt to all these different situations and threats.
Exactly. And that trend is reflected in several other jets on this list.
Okay, well, let's hear it. What are some of the other jets on this list that kind of exemplify this shift in priorities?
Okay, we'll take the F-15 Eagle, for example.
Okay, the F-15.
It's considered the fastest multi-role fighter ever built, with a top speed of Mach 2.5.
Okay.
But what makes the F-15 so impressive is its combat record.
Oh,
It boasts over 100 air combat victories and 0 losses,
wow.
proving that it's not just fast, but also highly effective in a dogfight.
So they're not just about chasing speed records. They're about, being a well-rounded, versatile aircraft.
Exactly. And another great example of that is the F-111 Aardvark.
The Aardvark, okay.
Now, this was a truly unique aircraft. It introduced some groundbreaking technologies like variable sweep wings.
Variable sweep wings.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
So these wings could be adjusted for different flight conditions.
Oh.
So it could achieve those high speeds for long-range missions while also having the maneuverability for low-level attacks.
So it was basically like a transformer of the skies.
Basically, it could change its shape to adapt to different needs.
That's incredible.
It was absolutely groundbreaking at the time.
So we're seeing this clear trend here.
Yeah.
From the pursuit of speed to a more balanced approach that emphasizes versatility and adaptability.
Exactly. The days of simply building the fastest jet are over.
Right.
Modern warfare demands a more nuanced approach where speed is just one element in this complex equation of capabilities.
Okay, so speaking of more nuanced approach,
Okay.
let's talk about the Su-27 flanker.
Oh, the Flanker.
Yeah.
It's a Russian fighter that was designed to rival the F-15.
Mm.
And it really showcases a different set of priorities.
Okay, I'm interested.
The Su-27 is known for its exceptional maneuverability and agility,
Okay.
making it a really formidable opponent in a dogfight. It might not be the fastest jet on the list, but it definitely compensates with its ability to just outmaneuver its adversaries.
So it's like a martial arts master of the skies,
Yeah.
relying on skill and precision rather than brute force.
Exactly. It's all about finesse.
So I'm curious, how does the Su-27 stack up against the F-15 in a head-to-head matchup?
That's a question that has sparked countless debates among aviation enthusiasts.
I bet.
Both aircraft have their strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
The F-15 boasts a better overall performance in terms of speed, range, and avionics.
Okay.
But the Su-27 excels in that close-range maneuverability and agility.
So it's almost like comparing a heavyweight boxer to a nimble martial artist.
Yeah, it's a classic clash of styles.
That's cool. Okay, so we've covered some of the most iconic
Yeah,
and groundbreaking jets on that list of the fastest ever built.
definitely a lot of speed demons in there.
And we've seen how that pursuit of speed has driven innovation, shaped the evolution of fighter jet design.
Right.
But we've also seen how those priorities have shifted over time.
Exactly. Speed is still important, but it's no longer the only factor.
Right.
Modern fighter jets need to be versatile, adaptable, and technologically advanced to really thrive in this rapidly evolving battle space.
This has been a fascinating exploration of speed and its role in, the history of fighter jets.
Yeah, it's a topic that never gets old.
Absolutely. And our source also has this list of the top 10 fastest jets that are currently in service,
Oh, right.
which I'm sure reveals even more about how priorities have changed in modern military aviation.
Definitely, the landscape of modern fighter jets is quite different from the era of the X-15 or the SR-71.
Yeah.
Speed is still important, but it's often balanced with other factors
Right.
like stealth sensor capabilities and the ability to operate in contested airspace.
It's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we've talked about these record-breaking jets, these historical aircraft.
Right.
But the landscape of modern fighter jets is, shifting. So in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to explore how these modern speedsters stack up against their legendary predecessors.
Okay, sounds good.
And what new challenges they face in this world of evolving threats and technologies.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Should be a fascinating discussion.
It should be.
It's interesting to see how that shift in priorities is reflected in the top 10 fastest jets currently in service. It's a mix of familiar names and some newer contenders, each showcasing a different approach to balancing speed with other capabilities.
Okay. I'm all ears. Let's dive into this list and see what's changed in the world of speed demons, who takes the top spot among those jets currently soaring through the skies.
Well, as we already mentioned, the MiG-25 Foxbat,
Right.
with its Mach 3.2 capability, is still the reigning champion.
Okay.
But it's interesting to note that a lot of the jets on this list don't even try to reach those kinds of speeds.
So what are they focusing on? If not pure speed, what are the key features that define these modern speedsters?
A great example is the MiG-29 Fulcrum, which comes in at number 2 on the list.
Okay.
It's significantly smaller and more agile than the MiG-25.
Okay.
It was designed to be kind of a cost-effective workhorse for the Soviet Union, capable of engaging in dogfights and providing air support.
So it's like the scrappy little brother of the MiG-25?
Yeah, Exactly.
trading raw speed for maneuverability and versatility.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of countries are moving towards that multi-role capability.
Absolutely. And that trend is reflected further down the list with the Chengdu J-10,
Okay.
a Chinese multi-role fighter that's relatively new on the scene. It's nicknamed the Vigorous Dragon,
Oh, wow.
and it's a symbol of China's growing aerospace prowess.
It's always fascinating to see how the landscape of, fighter jet development is changing globally.
Yeah.
It's not just the traditional powers anymore. Countries like China are really stepping up their game.
Absolutely. And speaking of global players, we have the Dassault Mirage 2000,
Right.
a French multi-role fighter that's been a mainstay in air forces around the world for decades now. It's known for its delta wing design and its ability to perform a variety of missions, from air-to-air combat to ground attack.
It's interesting how certain design features like the delta wing seem to reappear throughout, aviation history.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why that particular design is so popular for high-speed aircraft?
Well, delta wings offer a number of advantages for supersonic flight. They create less drag than traditional swept wings, allowing for higher speeds,
Okay.
and they provide more stability at high altitudes.
So it's not just about looking cool, it's about maximizing performance.
Exactly. Form follows function.
Okay.
And that philosophy is evident in the next jet on our list, the F-22 Raptor.
The Raptor.
Now, we talked about the F-15 earlier, which was designed for pure air superiority.
Right.
But the F-22 takes things a step further.
Okay.
It combines speed maneuverability and stealth technology to create a truly formidable air dominance fighter.
I've read a lot about the F-22. It's been hailed as a game changer in modern air combat. What makes its stealth capabilities so significant?
Well, stealth technology is all about minimizing an aircraft's radar signature,
Okay.
making it much harder for enemy radar systems to detect.
Oh, okay.
This allows the F-22 to operate in contested airspace, penetrate enemy defenses, and engage targets with a significant tactical advantage.
So it's like a ghost in the sky.
Yeah, kind of appearing out of nowhere and disappearing just as quickly.
I can see why that would be a game changer.
Right.
But I've also heard that the F-22 program was incredibly expensive and had a limited production run.
That's right. The F-22 was a technological marvel,
Yeah.
but it came with a hefty price tag,
Okay.
which ultimately limited its numbers.
Right. It's like that age-old saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch.
Exactly.
Even in the world of fighter jets, you got to make trade-offs and prioritize your resources.
Right. And speaking of prioritizing resources, the next jet on our list, the Eurofighter Typhoon,
Okay.
is a great example of international collaboration.
Oh.
It was developed by a consortium of European countries, pooling their resources and expertise to create a highly capable multi-role fighter.
I'm curious, what were the main goals behind the Eurofighter program? Was it about competing with the American F-22, or was it more about fulfilling specific European defense needs?
It was a bit of both, actually.
Okay.
The Eurofighter Typhoon was envisioned as a way for European nations to maintain a strong air defense capability in a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. They wanted an aircraft that could counter emerging threats, maintain air superiority, and participate in a variety of missions.
So it was about strategic autonomy as well as technological advancement.
Exactly.
Makes sense for countries to want to control their own destinies when it comes to, defense capabilities.
Absolutely. And the Eurofighter Typhoon has proven to be a very capable aircraft with a good balance of speed maneuverability and advanced avionics.
Okay.
It's a testament to the power of international collaboration, in the realm of high-tech military development.
It's amazing how the story of fighter jets is so intertwined with global politics and, technological competition.
Yeah.
It's like a constant race to stay ahead of the curve to develop the next game-changing technology before your adversary does.
Yeah, it's a high-stakes game for sure.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the final jet on our list of the top 10 fastest currently in service.
Okay.
The Su-57.
The Su-57.
Russia's answer to the F-22.
Right.
A fifth-generation fighter that combines stealth technology with high speed and maneuverability.
It's a very impressive aircraft.
I've heard a lot about the Su-57, especially in recent years. How does it compare to the F-22 in terms of its capabilities?
Well, it's difficult to make a direct comparison.
Right.
Because a lot of the details about the Su-57's capabilities are still classified.
Right, of course.
But what we do know is that it's designed to be a highly versatile aircraft.
Okay.
Capable of engaging in air-to-air combat, performing ground attack missions and penetrating enemy defenses.
So it's another example of a multi-role fighter, but with the added element of stealth, it seems like stealth is becoming increasingly important in modern air combat.
Absolutely. Stealth technology has revolutionized aerial warfare.
Hmm.
It's not enough to simply be fast or maneuverable anymore.
All right.
You need to be able to operate undetected, to strike with surprise, and to evade these increasingly sophisticated enemy defenses.
So it's like a high-stakes game of hide and seek.
Yeah, and
But with incredibly advanced technology and, the fate of nations hanging in the balance.
it's both thrilling and a little bit terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
The future of air combat is heading in a direction where stealth advanced sensors and electronic warfare are going to play an increasingly crucial role. It's not just about dogfights anymore.
Right.
It's about information dominance, cyber warfare, and the ability to operate in this really complex, interconnected battle space.
It sounds like we're entering a whole new era of aerial warfare,
Yeah.
where the lines between the physical and digital realms are blurring. It makes me wonder, what does this mean for the future of speed in fighter jets?
That's a great question. And it's one that experts are grappling with right now.
Yeah.
The traditional pursuit of speed might take on a new dimension
Okay.
as unmanned systems and hypersonic technologies become more prevalent.
Hypersonic technology, now that's a whole other level of speed.
Right.
We're talking about speeds exceeding Mach 5 times the speed of sound.
Exactly. And at those speeds, traditional aircraft designs and materials simply won't cut it.
Wow.
We need entirely new approaches to aerodynamics, propulsion, and material science.
I've read that hypersonic vehicles generate so much heat
Mm,
due to friction with the air that they practically glow. Is that really true?
that's right. And managing that heat is one of the biggest challenges in hypersonic flight.
Wow.
Imagine an aircraft traveling at thousands of miles per hour experiencing temperatures that could melt steel.
Yeah, that's insane.
It requires a whole new level of engineering ingenuity to overcome those challenges.
So what does this mean for the future of fighter jets? Will they be able to keep up with these hypersonic speeds, or will they become obsolete in the face of these new technologies?
That's a question that's generating a lot of debate right now.
I bet.
Some experts believe that traditional fighter jets will become increasingly vulnerable to hypersonic weapons, and that the future of air combat will be dominated by unmanned systems like drones.
So are we talking about a future where drones and hypersonic missiles are the new kings of the sky?
It's certainly a possibility.
Wow. Will there still be a place for human pilots in this new era of aerial warfare?
Others argue that manned fighter jets will continue to play an important role,
Okay.
especially in scenarios where human judgment and decision-making are crucial.
I can see both sides of the argument. On the one hand, AI is incredibly powerful and can process information much faster than a human can.
Right.
But on the other hand, there's something to be said for human instinct and the ability to adapt to, unexpected situations.
Exactly. It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Right.
The future of aerial warfare will likely involve a combination of manned and unmanned systems, each playing to their strengths.
It's fascinating to think about how the human element will adapt to these technological advancements. It's almost like a coevolution
Yeah,
where humans and machines are shaping each other's destinies.
that's a great way to put it. We're entering a new era of human-machine interaction, and the realm of aviation is at the forefront of that transformation.
That's incredible. So, as we're wrapping up this deep dive into the world of fighter jets, I'm left with a sense of awe and wonder.
Yeah.
We've explored the history, the technology, and the human element behind these incredible machines.
It's been a fascinating journey.
It really has. We've seen how the pursuit of speed has driven innovation-fueled rivalries and pushed the boundaries of what's possible.
Right.
The story of fighter jets is far from over.
It's a story that's constantly evolving,
Right.
driven by new challenges, emerging technologies, and the ever-changing landscape of global security.
So keep your eyes on this because the future of flight promises to be just as thrilling and unpredictable as its past.
And who knows what breathtaking feats of engineering and human daring await us just beyond the horizon.
As we've been talking about these aircraft and all our capabilities, I can't help but think about the human element.
Yeah.
What's it like to actually pilot one of these speed demons?
Oh, it's certainly not for the faint of heart.
I bet.
Fighter pilots go through incredibly rigorous training
Right.
to handle these immense physical and mental demands of high-speed flight.
It's got to be intense.
Oh, it is. They have to make split-second decisions while experiencing extreme G-forces, navigating complex airspace, and potentially even facing enemy fire.
Yeah, I've heard those stories about pilots experiencing G-forces so strong that they temporarily black out.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to think about the kind of focus and resilience it takes to operate under those conditions.
It's a testament to human adaptability and the power of training, you know?
Right.
Yeah. These pilots push themselves to the very limits of what's physically and mentally possible.
Yeah.
They're essentially athletes of the skies, but with the added pressure of life or death situations.
That's a good way to put it. And it's not just about the physical demands either.
Right.
There's also the immense responsibility that comes with piloting these aircraft.
Yeah.
They're not just machines, they're symbols of national power and military might.
Exactly. These pilots are entrusted with protecting their nation's interests and ensuring the safety of their fellow citizens.
Wow.
It's a heavy burden to bear, but one that they carry with pride and professionalism.
It makes you realize there's a whole other dimension to these aircraft beyond just the speed and the technology. There's a human story behind each one, a story of courage, skill, and dedication.
Absolutely. And those stories are just as fascinating as the aircraft themselves.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of Chuck Yeager,
Oh, yeah.
the first pilot to break the sound barrier. He was a true pioneer, pushing the limits of what was thought possible and inspiring generations of aviators.
Yeah. Yeager's story is legendary. He faced so many challenges and setbacks, but he never gave up on his dream of reaching Mach 1.
Right. He was determined.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a testament to the human spirit of exploration and our drive to push the boundaries, you know?
Yeah, and as technology continues to evolve, the role of the fighter pilot will undoubtedly change as well. With the rise of unmanned systems, we're seeing a shift towards more remote operations where pilots are controlling aircraft from afar.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, will there always be a need for pilots in the cockpit?
Right.
Or will the future of air combat be entirely automated?
Yeah. Is it even possible to replicate human intuition and decision-making with AI?
That's a question that's being fiercely debated right now.
I bet.
Some believe that human intuition and judgment will always be essential in the complex and unpredictable realm of warfare.
Yeah.
They argue that AI can assist pilots, but it can't fully replace the human element.
I can see both sides of the argument. On the one hand, AI is incredibly powerful and can process information much faster than a human can.
Right.
But on the other hand, there's something to be said for human instinct and the ability to adapt to unexpected situations.
Exactly. It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Right.
The future of aerial warfare will likely involve a combination of manned and unmanned systems, each playing to their strength.
It's fascinating to think about how the human element will adapt to these technological advancements. It's almost like a coevolution, where humans and machines are shaping each other's destinies.
That's a great way to put it. We're entering a new era of human-machine interaction. And the realm of aviation is right at the forefront of that transformation.
Well, as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of fighter jets, I'm left with a sense of awe and wonder,
Yeah, me too.
We've explored the history, the technology, the human element behind these incredible machines.
It's been an amazing journey.
It really has. We've seen how the pursuit of speed has driven innovation-fueled rivalries and pushed the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely.
But the story of fighter jets is far from over. It's a story that's constantly evolving, driven by new challenges, emerging technologies, and the ever-changing landscape of global security.
It's an exciting time to be following this field.
It really is. So, to our listeners out there, keep your eyes on the skies because the future of flight promises to be just as thrilling and unpredictable as its past.
And who knows what breathtaking feats of engineering and human daring await us just beyond the horizon.